Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gentleman Psychic. I am your host, your MC, your Master of Ceremonies. Richard-Lael is one name. Richard-Lael is not two names. If I were just Richard, I'd be a dick. Anyway, I see you here, Christy. I wanted to come on a little bit early just to make certain that everyone was available. So we'll let everyone sort of wander in. We have about one more minute left. And of course, good evening, Mary Jane. Lovely to see you here, my dear. You can see my fellows are here. My boys are joining me here this evening. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much, Christy. I'm doing very well. Oh, you know what? Since it is Good Friday, maybe I should read Good Friday stories. Oh, wait, did I break it? I think I did break it. Wait a minute. Well, so much for that idea. I had intended to maybe wear my horns tonight, but oh, here we go. It is 9 o'clock. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Gentleman Psychic. I am donning my horns, as you can see, because we are going to be reading about the devil. Speak of the Devil is what we're reading. It's a classic book. It is from the 60s, I believe. In fact, it was the famous artist Salvador Dali who did the cover. So that's fabulous, but the stories are much older, which is how I get by with it. My boys are out. Yes, they are. All four of them are right there. These horns are not going to stick on my head. All right. Well, I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a beautiful week. I want everyone to sort of sit back and relax, grab a pillow, grab a blanket, grab a pet, grab a princess, grab a buddy, get something nice to drink. I've got arsenic. That's my poison. So delicious. Some news. I am going to be at SatanCon coming up at the end of the month here in April 27th, I believe. And so if you're in the Boston area and you would like to see me, I will be there. So look for me there. Also, I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for all of your likes, your comments, your shares. It really helps me. It helps the channel. And even though we're a small group, I enjoy it, and I hope that you do as well. Well, I guess we should, without further ado, read story time. We left off with the Privy Chamber of the Pope. Scene 7. Enter Faustus and Mephistopheles. Faust. Having now, my good Mephistopheles, passed with delight the stately town of Trier, environed round with airy mountain tops, with walls of flint and deep entrenched lakes, not to be won by any conquering prince. From Paris next, coasting the realm of France, we saw the river Main fall into the Rhine, whose banks are set with groves of fruitful vines. Then up to Naples, rich Campania, whose buildings fair and gorgeous to the eye. The street, straight forth and paved with finest brick, quarter the town in 4 equivalents. There saw we learned Maro's golden tomb, the way he cut an English mile in length through a rock of stone in one night's space, from thence to Venice, Padua, and the rest, in one of which his sumptuous temple stands, that threats the stars with her aspiring top. But tell me now, what resting place is this? Hast thou, as erst I did command, conducted me within the walls of Rome? Mephistopheles. Faustus, I have, and because I will not be unprovided, I have taken up his holiness' privy chamber for your use. Faust, I hope his holiness will bid us welcome. Mephistopheles, tut, tut, tut. 'Tis no matter, man. We'll be bold with his good cheer. And now, my Faustus, that thou mayest perceive what Rome containeth to delight thee with. Now that the city stands upon 7 hills, that underprop, that groundwork of the same, just through the midst runs flowing Tiber stream, with winding banks that cut into parts, over the which 4 stately bridges lean, that make safe passage to each part of Rome. Upon the bridge called Ponte Angelo, erected is a castle passing strong, within whose walls such store of ordnance are, and doable cannons framed of carved brass, as match the days within 1 complete year. Besides the gates, the high pyramids, which Julius Caesar brought from Africa. Faust. Now by the kingdoms of the infernal rule, of Styx, of Acheron, of the fiery lake, of ever-burning Pelagian, I swear that I do long to see the momentous and to see the monuments and situation of the bright, splendent Rome. Come, therefore, let us away. Mephistopheles. Nay, Faustus, stay. I know you'd fain see the Pope, and take some part of holy Peter's feast, where thou shalt see a troop of bald pate friars, whose summum bonum is a belly cheer. Faust. Well, I'm content to pass them some sport, and by their folly make us merriment. Then charm me, Mephistopheles, that I may be invisible, to do what I please, unseen of any, whilst I stay in Rome. Mephistopheles charms him. Mephistopheles. So fast, Faustus. Now do what thou wilt. Thou shalt not be discerned. Sound a sonnet. Enter the Pope and the Cardinal of Lorraine, to the banquet with the friars attending. Pope. My lord of Lorraine, will't please you draw near? Faust. Fall to, and the devil choke you and spare. Pope. How now? What's that which spake? Friars look about. Friar. Here's nobody. It is like your holiness. My lord, Pope. My lord, here is dainty dish was sent me from the Bishop of Milan. Faust. I thank you, sir. Snatches it. Pope, how now? Who's that which snatched the meat from me? Will no man look? My lord, this dish was sent from the Cardinal of Florence. Faust. You say true. I'll at. Snatches the dish. Pope. What again, my lord? I'll drink to your grace. Faust. I'll pledge your grace. Snatches the cup. Sea of lore. My lord, it may be some ghost newly crept out of purgatory, come to beg a pardon of your holiness. Pope. It may be so, friars. Prepare a dirge to lay the fury of this ghost. Once again, my lord, fall to. The Pope crosseth himself. Faust. What are you crossing of yourself? We'll use that trick no more. I would advise you. Crosses again. Well, there's the 2nd time. Aware the 3rd. I'll give you a fair warning. Crosses again, and Faustus hits him a box of the ear, and they all run away. Come on, Mephistopheles. What shall we do? Mephistopheles. Nay, I know not. We shall be cursed with bell, book, and candle. Faust. How bell, book, and candle, candle, book, and bell, forward and backward to curse Faustus to hell. Anon you shall hear a hog grunt, a calf bleat, and an ass bray, because it is St. Peter's holiday. Enter all the friars to sing the dirge. Friar. Come, brethren, let us about our business with good devotion, sings this. Cursed be he that stole away his holiness's meat from the table. Maldiat Dominus. Cursed be he that struck his holiness a blow to the face. Maldicat Dominus. Cursed be he that took Friar Sandalo a blow on the pate. Maldicat Dominus. Cursed be he that disturbeth our holy dirge. Maldicat Dominus. Cursed be he that took away his holiness's wine. Maldicat Dominus. Et omnis sancte amen. Mephistopheles and Faustus beat the friars and fling fireworks among them, and so exit. Enter the chorus. Chorus. When Faustus had with pleasure taken the view of rarest things and royal courts of kings, he stayed his course and so returned home, where such to bear his absence but with grief. I mean his friends and nearest companions did gratulate his safety with kind words, and in their conference of what befell, touching his journey through the world and air, and put forth questions of astrology, with Faustus answered with such learned skill, as they admired and wondered at his wit. Now is the fame spread forth in every land, amongst the rest of emperors one, Carlos V, at whose palace now Faustus is feasted, mongst his noblemen, what there he did in trial of his art, I leave untold, your eyes shall see performed. Exit chorus. Scene 8. Enter Robin, the ostler, with a book in his hand. Robin. Oh, this is admirable. Here I've stolen one of Dr. Faustus's conjuring books, and faith, I mean to search some circles for my own use. Now will I make all maidens in our parish dance at my pleasure, stark naked before me, and so by that means I shall see more than ever I felt or saw yet. Enter Rafe, calling Robin. Rafe. Robin, prithee, come away. There's a gentleman tarries to have his horse, and he would have his things rubbed and made clean. He keeps such a chafing with my mistress about it, and she has sent me to look thee out. Pray thee, come away. Robin. Keep out, or else you are blown up. You are dismembered, Raff. Keep out, for I am about a roaring piece of work. Raff. Come, what dost thou with that same book? Thou canst not read. Robin. Yes, my master and mistress shall find that I can read. He for his forehead, she for her private study. She's born to bear with me, or else my art fails. Rafe. Why, Robin, what book is that? Robin. What book? Why, the most intolerable book for conjuring that e'er was invented by any brimstone devil. Rafe. Canst thou conjure with it? Robin. I can do all these things easily with it. First, I can make thee drunk with Ippocras at any tavern in Europe for nothing. That's one of my conjuring works. Rafe. Our master parson says that's nothing. Robin. True, Rafe, and more. Rafe, if thou hast any mind to nan spit our kitchen maid, then turn her and wind her to thy own use, as often as thou wilt, and at midnight. Rafe. O brave Robin, shall I have nan spit, and to mine own use? On that condition I'd feed thy devil with horse bread as long as he lives of free cost. Robin. No more, sweet Raff. Let's go and make clean our boots, which lie foul upon our hands, and then to our conjuring in the devil's name. Exit. Scene 9. The same. Enter Robin and Rafe with a silver goblet. Robin. Come, Rafe, did not I tell thee we were forever made by this Dr. Faustus's book? Esse signum. Here's a simple purchase for horsekeepers. Our horses shall eat no hay as long as this lasts. Rafe. But Robin, here comes the vintner. Robin. Hush, I'll gull him supernaturally. Enter vintner. Drawer, I hope all is paid. God be with you. Come, Rafe. Vintner, soft, sir, a word with you. I must yet have a goblet paid from you ere you go. Robin, I, a goblet? Rafe, I, a goblet? I scorn you, and you are but, etc. I, a goblet? Search me. Vintner, I mean so, sir, with your favour. Searches him. Robin, how say you now? Vintner, I must say somewhat to your fellow, you, sir. Rafe, me, sir? Me, sir? Search your fill. Vintner searches him. Now, sir, you may be ashamed to burden honest men with a matter of truth. Vintner, well, to one of you hath this goblet about you. Robin, you lie. Drawer, 'tis afore me. Sirrah, I'll teach you to impeach honest men. Stand by, I'll scour you for a goblet. Stand aside, you had best. I charge you in the name of Beelzebub, look to the goblet, Rafe. Aside to Rafe. Vintner, what mean you, sirrah? Robin, I'll tell you what I mean. Reads from a book. Sanctobulorum persecutacon periphasic Latin. Paraphraseticon, nay, I'll tickle you. Vintner, look to the goblet. Rafe, aside to Rafe, reads, Polygramos, Bellagramos, Framonto, Pacostaphos, Tosto, Mephistopheles, etc. Enter Mephistopheles, sets squibs at the backs and then turns. Exit, they run about. Vintner, O nomine domini, what meanest thou, Robin? Thou hast no goblet. Rafe, Peccatum pectorum, here's thy goblet, good Vintner. Gives the goblet to the Vintner, who exits. Robin, Misericordia pro nobis. What shall I do, good devil? Forgive me now, and I'll never rob thy library more. Enter to them Mephistopheles. Mephistopheles, monarch of hell, under whose black survey great potentates do kneel with awful fear, upon whose altars 1,000 souls do lie. How am I vexed with these villains? Charms from Constantinople am I hither come, only for pleasure of these damned slaves. Robin, how from Constantinople? You have had great journey. Will you take 6 pence in your purse to pay for your supper and be gone? Mephistopheles, well, villains, for your presumption, I transform thee into an ape, and thee into a dog. Psh, so be gone. Exit. Robin, how into an ape? That's brave. I'll have fine sport with the boys. I'll get nuts and apples now. Rafe, and I must be a dog. Robin, I faith thy head will never be out of the pottage pot. Exit. Scene 10, the court. Enter Emperor, Faustus, and a knight with attendants. Emperor, Master Dr. Faustus, I have heard a strange report of thy knowledge in the black art, how that none in mine empire, nor in the whole world, can compare with thee for the rare effects of magic. They say thou hast a familiar spirit, by whom thou canst accomplish what thou list. This, therefore, is my request, that thou let me see some proof of thy skill, that mine eyes may be witness to confirm what mine ears have heard reported. And here I swear to thee, by the honour of mine imperial crown, that whatever thou doest, thou shalt be no ways prejudiced or endamaged. Knight, I faith he looks much like a conjurer. Faust, my gracious sovereign, though I must confess myself far inferior to the report men have published, and nothing answerable to the honour of your imperial majesty, yet for that love and duty binds me thereunto, I am content to do whatsoever your majesty shall command me. Emperor, then Dr. Faustus, mark what I shall say, as I was sometimes solitary set. Within my closet sundry thoughts arose about the honor of mine ancestors, how they had won by my prowess such exploits, got such riches, subdued to many kingdoms, as we that do succeed, or they that shall hereafter possess our throne, shall, I fear me, never attain to that degree of high renown and great authority, amongst kings and is amongst which kings is Alexander the Great, chief spectacle of the world's preeminence, the bright shining of whose glorious axe lightens the world with the reflecting beams. And when I hear but motion made of him, it grieves my soul I never saw the man. If therefore thou by cunning of thine art canst raise this man from hollow vaults below, where lies entombed this famous conqueror, and bring with him his beauteous paramour, both in their right shapes, gesture, and attire, they used to wear during their time of life, thou shalt both satisfy my just desire, and give me cause to praise thee whilst I live. Faust. My gracious lord, I am ready to accomplish your request, so far forth as by art and power of my spirit I am able to perform. Knight. I have faith that's just nothing at all. Aside. Faust. But if it is like your grace, it is not in my ability to present before your eyes the true substantial bodies of those two deceased princes, which long since are consumed to dust. Knight. Ah, marry, Master Doctor, now there's a sign of grace in you, when you will confess the truth. Faust. But such spirits can lively resemble Alexander and his paramour, shall appear before your grace in that manner, that they best lived in the most flourishing estate, which I doubt not shall sufficiently content your imperial majesty. Emperor. Go to, Master Doctor. Let me see them presently. Knight. Do you hear, Master Doctor? You bring Alexander and his paramour before the Emperor? Faust. How then, sir? Knight. I've faith that as true as Diana turned me to a stag. Faust. No, sir, but the Aceton died, and left the horns for you. Mephistopheles, be gone. Exit Mephistopheles. Knight. Nay, an you go to conjuring, I'll be gone. Exit Knight. Faust. I'll meet you with anon for interrupting me, so. Here they are, my gracious lord. Enter Mephistopheles with spirits in the shape of Alexander and his paramour. Emperor. Master Doctor, I heard this lady while she lived had a wart or a mole on her neck. How shall I know whether it be so or not? Faust. Your highness may boldly go and see. Emperor. Sure these are no spirits, but the true substantial bodies of those two deceased princes. Excellent spirits. Faust. Will it please your highness now to send the knight that was so pleasant with me here of late? Emperor. One of you call him forth. Exit attendant. Enter the knight with a pair of horns on his head. How now, Sir Knight? Why, I had thought thou hadst been a bachelor, but now I see thou hast a wife, that not only gives thee horns, but makes thee wear them. Feel on thy head, Knight. Thou damned, wretched, and execrable dog, bred in the concave of some of the monstrous rock, how darest thou thus abuse a gentleman? Villain, I say, undo what thou hast done. Faust. Oh, not so fast, sir. There's no haste, but good. Are you remembered how you crossed me in the conference with the Emperor? I think I have met with you for it. Emperor. Good Master Doctor, at my entreaty release him. He hath done penance sufficient. Faust. My gracious lord, not so much for the injury he offered me. here in your presence, as to delight you with some mirth, hath Faustus worthily requited his injurious knight, which, being all I desire, I am content to release him of his horns. And, Sir Knight, hereafter speak well of scholars. Mephistopheles, transform him straight. Mephistopheles removes his horns. Now, my good lord, having done my duty, I humbly take my leave. Emperor, farewell, master doctor. Yet ere you go, expect from a bounteous reward. Exit the emperor. Scene 11. A green, then Faustus's house. Enter Faustus and Mephistopheles. Faust. Now, Mephistopheles, the restless course, that time doth run with calm and silent foot, shortening my days, and the thread of vital life calls for the payment of my latest years. Therefore, sweet Mephistopheles, let us make haste to Wittenberg. Mephistopheles. What, would you go on horseback or on foot? Faust. Nay, till I'm past this fair and pleasant green, I'll walk on foot. Enter a horse and a courser. Horse courser. Enter a horse courser. I have been all this day seeking one Master Faustian Mass. See where he is. God save you, Master Doctor. Faust. What horse courser? You are well met. Horse courser. Do you hear, sir? I have brought you $40 for your horse. Faust. I cannot sell him so. If thou likest him for 50, take him. Horse courser. Alas, sir, I have no more. I pray you speak for me. Mephistopheles. I pray you let him have him. He is an honest fellow, and has a great charge, neither wife nor child. Faust. Well, come, give me your money. Horse courser gives Faustus the money. My boy will deliver him to you, but I must tell you one thing before you have him. Ride him not into the water at any hand. Horse courser. Why, sir? Will he not drink of waters? Oh, yes, he will drink of all waters, but ride him not into water. Ride him over hedge or ditch, or where thou wilt, but not into the water. Horse courser. Well, sir, now I am made a man forever, I will not leave my horse for twice 40. If he had but the quality of hating, I'd make a brave living on him. He was a buttock, as slick as an eel. Aside. Well, God by, sir, your boy will deliver him me, but hark you, sir, if my horse be sick or ill at ease, if I bring his water to you, you'll tell me what it is. Away, you villain, Faust, away, you villain. What dost think I am, horse doctor? Exit horse courser. What art thou, Faustus, but a man condemned to die? Thy fatal time doth draw to a final end. Despair doth drive distrust into my thoughts, confound these passions with quiet sleep. Tush, Christ died. Christ did call the thief upon the cross. Then rest thee, Faustus. Quite in conceit, sleeps in his chair. Re-enter horse courser, all wet, crying. Horse courser. Alas, alas, Dr. Faustian quota, mass. Dr. Lopus has never such a doctor, has given me a purgation, has purged me of $40. I shall never see them more. But yet, like an ass as I was, I would not be ruled by him, for he bade me I should ride him into no water. Now I, thinking my horse had some many rare quality that he would not have had me known of, I, like a venturous youth, rid him into the deep pond at the town's end. I was no sooner in the middle of the pond, but my horse vanished away, and I set upon a bottle of hay, never so near drowning in my life. But I'll seek out my doctor and have my $40 again, or I'll make it the dearest horse. Oh, yonder is a snipper-snapper, do you hear? Oh, hay-pass, where's your master? Mephistopheles. Why, sir, what would you? You cannot speak with him. Horse courser. But I will speak with him. Mephistopheles. Why, he's fast asleep. Come some other time. Horse courser. I'll speak with him now, or I'll break his glass windows about his ears. Mephistopheles. I tell thee he has not slept these 8 nights. Horse courser. Then he have not slept his 8 weeks. I'll speak with him. Mephistopheles. See where he is, fast asleep. Horse courser. Aye, he is. God save you, Master Doctor, Master Doctor, Master Doctor, Fustian. $40 for a bottle of hay. Mephistopheles. Why, thou seest he hears thee not. Horse courser. So ho ho ho, so ho. Hollers in his ear. No, will you not wake? I will make you wake ere I go. Pulls him by the leg and pulls it away. Alas, I am undone. What shall I do? Faust. Oh, my leg, help, Mephistopheles. Call the officers, my leg, my leg. Mephistopheles. Come, villain, to the constable. Horse courser. Oh, Lord, sir, let me go, and I'll give you $40 more. Mephistopheles. Where be they? Horse courser. I have none about me. Come to my ostry, and I'll give you them. Mephistopheles. Begone quickly. Horse courser runs away. Faust. What is he gone? Farewell, he. Faustus has his leg again, and the horse courser. I take it to a bottle of hay for his labour. Well, this trick shall cost him $40 more. Enter Wagner. How now, Wagner, what's the news with thee? Wagner. Sir, the Duke of Van Holt doth earnestly entreat your company. Faust. The Duke of Van Holt, an honourable gentleman, to whom I must be whatever that word is, of my cunning. Come, Mephistopheles, let's away to him. Exit. Enter the Duke and the Duchess, Faustus and Mephistopheles. Duke. Believe me, Master Doctor, this is merriment hath much pleased me. Faust. My gracious lord, I am glad to content you so well, but it may be, madam, you take no delight in this. I've heard that great-bellied woman do long for some dainties or other. That is it, madam. Tell me, and you shall have it. Duchess. Thanks, good Master Doctor, and for I see your courteous intent to pleasure me, I will not hide from you the thing my heart desires, and were it now summer, as it is January, and the dead time of winter, I would desire no better meat than a dish of ripe grapes. Faust. Alas, madam, that's nothing. Mephistopheles, begone. Exit Mephistopheles. Were a greater thing than this, so it would content you. You should have it. Enter Mephistopheles with grapes. Here be they, madam. Will't please you to taste on them? Duke. Believe me, Master Doctor, this makes me wonder above the rest, that being in the dead time of winter, and in the month of January, how you should come by these grapes. Faust. If it like your grace, the year is divided into two circles over the whole world, that when it is here winter with us, in the contrary circle it is summer with them, as in India, Saba, and further countries in the east, and by means of swift spirit that I had them brought hither as you see. How do you like them, madam? Be they good? Duchess. Believe me, Master Doctor, they be the best grapes that I ever tasted in my life before. Faust. I am glad they content you so, madam. Duke. Come, madam, let us in, where you must well reward this learned man for the great kindness he hath showed to you. Duchess. And so I will, my lord, and whilst I live, rest beholding for this courtesy. Faust. I humbly thank you, your grace. Duke. Come, Master Doctor, follow us and receive your reward. Exit. Scene 13. Enter Wagner solus. Wagner. I think my master means to die shortly, for he hath given to me all his goods, and yet, methinks, if that death were so near, he would not banquet and carouse and will amongst the students, as even now he doth. who are at supper with such belly cheer as Wagner never beheld in all his life. As Wagner never beheld in all of his life. See where they come, belike the feast is ended. Enter Faustus with 2 or 3 scholars and Mephistopheles. Scholar 1. Master Dr. Faustus, since our conference about fair ladies, which was beautifulest in the world, we have determined with ourselves that Helen of Greece was the admirablest lady that ever lived. Therefore, Master Doctor, if you will, do us that favour, as to let us see that peerless dame of Greece, whom all the world admires for majesty. We should think ourselves much beholding unto you. Faustus. Gentlemen, for that I know your friendship is unfeigned, and Faustus's custom is not to deny the just requests of those that wish them well. You shall behold that peerless dame of Greece. No other ways for pomp and majesty than when Sir Paris crossed the seas with her, and brought the spoils of rich Dardania. Be silent, then, for danger is in words. Music sounds, and Helen passeth over the stage. Second scholar. Too simple is my wit to tell her praise, whom all the world admires for majesty. Scholar 3. No, marvel though the angry Greeks pursued with 10 years war the rape of such a queen, whose heavenly beauty passeth all compare. First scholar. Since we have seen the pride of nature's works, and only paragon of excellence, enter an old man. Let us depart, and for this glorious deed, happy and blessed be Faustus evermore. Faust. Gentlemen, farewell. The same I wish to you. Exit scholars and Wagner. Old man. Ah, Dr. Faustus, that I might prevail to give thy steps unto thy way of life, by which sweet path thou mayest attain the goal that shall conduct thee to celestial rest. Break heart, drop blood, and mingle it with tears, tears falling from repentant heaviness of my most vile and loathsome filthiness, the stench whereof corrupts the inward soul with such flagitious crimes of heinous sins as no commiseration may expel, but mercy, Faustus, of the Saviour sweet, whose blood alone must wash away thy guilt. Faustus. Where art thou, Faustus? Wretch, what hast thou done? Damned art thou, Faustus, damned, despair and die. Hell calls for right, and with roaring voice says, Faustus, come, thine hour is almost come. And Faustus now will come to do thee right. Mephistopheles gives him a dagger. Old man. Ah, stay, good Faustus, stay thy desperate steps. I see an angel hovers over thy head, and with a vial full of precious grace offers to pour the same into thy soul. Then call for mercy and avoid despair. Dr. Faustus. Ah, my sweet friend, I feel thy words do comfort my distressed soul. Leave me for a while to ponder on my sins. Old man. I go, sweet Faustus, but with heavy cheer, feigning the ruin of thy hopeless soul. Exit. Faust. Accursed Faustus, where is mercy now? I do repent, and yet I do despair. Hell strives with grace for conquest in my breast. What shall I do to shun the snares of death? Mephistopheles. Thou traitor, Faustus, I arrest thy soul. For disobedience to my sovereign lord, revolt, or I'll piecemeal tear thy flesh. Faustus. Sweet Mephistopheles, entreat thy lord to pardon my unjust presumption, and with my blood again I will confirm my former vow I made to Lucifer. Mephistopheles. Do it then quickly, with unfeigned heart, lest greater danger to attend thy drift. Faustus stabs his arm and writes on paper with his blood. Faust. Torment, sweet friend, that base and crooked age that durst dissuade me from thy Lucifer. with greatest torments that our hell affords. Mephistopheles. His faith is great. I cannot touch his soul. But what I may afflict is his body. I will attempt, which is but little worth. Dr. Faustus, one thing, good servant, let me crave of thee, to glut the longing of my heart's desire, that I might have unto my paramour that heavenly Helen, which I saw of late, whose sweet embracings may extinguish clean these thoughts that do dissuade me from my vow, and keep mine oath I made to Lucifer. Mephistopheles. Faustus, this or what else thou shalt desire shall be performed in a twinkling of an eye. Enter Helen. Faust. Was this the face that launched 1,000 ships and burnt the topless towers of Ilium? Sweet Helen, make me immortal with a kiss. Kisses her. Her lips suck forth my soul. See where it flies? Come, Helen, come, give me my soul again. Here will I die, for heaven be in these lips, and all is dross that is not Helena. I will be Paris, and for the love of thee, instead of Troy, shall Wittenberg be sacked, and I will combat the weak Melanius, and wear thy colours on my plumed crest. Yea, I will wound Achilles in the heel, and then return to Helen for a kiss. O, thou art fairer than the evening air, clad in beauty of 1,000 stars. Brighter art thou than flaming Jupiter when he appeared to hapless Semele. More lovely than the monarch of the sky and wanton Orestia's azured arms, and none but thou shalt be my paramour. Exit. Enter the old man. Old man. Accursed Faustus, miserable man, that from thy soul excluded the grace of heaven, and fliest the throne of the tribunal seat. Enter the devils. Satan begins to sift me with his pride, as in this furnace God shall try my faith, vile hell, shall triumph over thee, ambitious fiends. See how the heavens smile at your repulse, and laugh your state to scorn. Hence, hell, for hence I fly unto God. Exit. Scene 14. The same. Enter Faustus with the scholars. Dr. Faustus. Ah, gentlemen. First scholar. What ails thee, Faustus? Faustus. Ah, my sweet chamber fellow, had I lived with thee, then I had lived still, but now I die eternally. Look, comes he not, comes he not? Second scholar. What means Faustus? Third scholar. Belike he is grown into some sickness of being over solitary. First scholar. If it be so, we'll have physicians to cure him. 'Tis but a sufferet. Never fear, man. Faust. A sufferet of deadly sin that hath damned both body and soul. Second scholar. Yet, Faustus, look up to heaven. Remember God's mercies are infinite. Faust. But Faustus, offences can never be pardoned. The serpent that tempted Eve may be saved, but not Faustus. Ah, gentlemen, hear me with patience, and tremble not at my speeches, though my heart pants and quivers to remember that I have been a student here those 30 years. Oh, would I had never seen Wittenberg, never read book, and what wonders I have done, all Germany can witness, yea, all the world, for which Faustus hath lost both Germany and the world, yea, heaven itself, heaven, the seat of God, the throne of the blessed, the kingdom of joy, and must remain in hell forever. Hell, ah, hell, hell, forever. Sweet friends, what shall become of Faustus being in hell forever? Third scholar. Yet Faustus call on God. Faustus, on God, whom Faustus hath abjured, on God, whom Faustus hath blasphemed. Ah, my God, I would weep, but the devil draws in my tears, gush forth blood instead of tears. Yes, life and soul, oh, he stays my tongue. I would lift up my hands, but see, they hold them they hold them. Who, Faustus? Faustus, Lucifer, and Mephistopheles. Oh, gentlemen, I gave them my soul for my cunning. All, God forbid! Faust, God forbade it indeed, but Faustus hath done it. For vain pleasure of 24 years hath Faustus lost eternal joy and felicity. I writ them a bill with mine own blood. The date is expired, the time will come, and he will fetch me. First scholar, why did not Faustus tell us this before, that the divines might have prayed for thee? Faustus, oft have I thought to have done so, but the devil threatened to tear me in pieces if I named God, to fetch both body and soul, if I once gave ear to divinity. And now 'tis too late, gentlemen, away, lest you perish with me. Second scholar, oh, what shall we do to save Faustus? Faustus, talk not of me, but save yourselves and depart. Third scholar, God will strengthen me. I will stay with Faustus. First scholar, tempt not God, sweet friend, but let us unto the next room, and there pray for him. Faustus, ah, pray for me, pray for me, pray for me, and what noise soever ye hear, come not unto me, for nothing can rescue me. Second scholar, pray thou, and we will pray that God may have mercy upon thee. Faustus, gentlemen, farewell. If I live till morning, I'll visit you. If not, Faustus is gone to hell. All, Faustus, farewell. Exit scholars. The clock strikes 11. Faust, oh, Faustus, now hast thou but one bare hour to live, and then thou must be damned perpetually. Stand still, you ever-moving spheres of heaven, that time may cease and midnight never come. Fair nature's eyes, rise, rise again, and make perpetual day, or let this hour be but a year, a month, a week, a natural day, that Faustus may repent and save his soul. O lente, lente, quiete noctis equi. The stars move still, time runs, the clock will strike, the devil will come, and Faustus must be damned. Oh, I'll leap up to my God, who pulls me down. See where Christ's blood streams in the firmament. One drop would save my soul. Half a drop, ah, my Christ, ah, rend not my heart. For naming of my Christ, yet will I call upon him. Oh, spare me, Lucifer. Where is it now? 'Tis gone. And see where God stretcheth out his arm, and bends his ireful bows. Mountains and hills come and fall on me, and hide me from the heavy wrath of God. No, no, then will I headlong run into the earth. Earth gape, oh no, it will not harbor me. You stars that reigned at my nativity, whose influence hath allotted death and hell. Now draw up, Faustus, like a foggy mist into the entrails of yon laboring clouds, that when you vomit forth into the air, my limbs may issue from thy smoky mouths, so that my soul may but ascend into heaven. The clock strikes the half hour. Ah, the half hour is past. 'Twill all be past anon. O God, thou wilt not have mercy on my soul. Yet for Christ's sake, whose blood hath ransomed me, impose some end to my incessant pain. Let Faustus live in hell 1,000 years, 100,000, and at last be saved. Oh no, end is limited to damned souls. Why wert thou not a creature wanting soul? Or why is the immortal that thou hast? Ah, Pythagoras, metempsychosis. Here that were that true, this soul should fly from me, and I be changed unto the brutish beast. All the beasts are happy, for when they die, their souls are soon dissolved in elements, but mine must live, still to be plagued in hell. Cursed be the parents that engendered me. No, Faustus, curse thyself, curse Lucifer. that hath deprived thee of the joys of heaven. The clock strikes 12. Oh, it strikes, it strikes! Now, body, turn to air, or Lucifer will bear thee quick to hell. Thunder and lightning. O soul, be changed into little water drops and fall into the ocean, never to be found. O God, my God, look not so fierce upon me. Enter the devils, adders and serpents. Let me breathe a while. Ugly hell, gape not. Come not, Lucifer. I'll burn my books. Ah, Mephistopheles. Exit with him. Enter the chorus. Chorus. Cut as the branch that might have grown full straight, and burned as Apollo's laurel bow, that sometime grew within this learned man. Faustus is gone, regarded his hellish fall, whose fiendful fortune may extort the wise, only to wonder at unlawful things, whose deepness doth entice such forward wits to practice more than heavenly power permits. Exit. Oh, that was fun. We have about 10 more minutes. Let's see. How long is this? That was all of that one. Let's see if we have. This next one is Asmodeus, or the Devil on Two Sticks. That's another long one. That's okay. We'll start it. Why not? Got here a short while ago. Hello, welcome. Rosalina, I'm Nate, but here. Hello, gracious good evening. Good evening. Good greetings from Provence, my beautiful friend. I'm so glad, Laurent. Mike Pope, hello. Love your new look. Thank you so much. My cat loves to lay here and listen to you read. Lovely. Rio Cyprus, sitting in my office at work, listening. Lovely. Well, let us read a little bit about the gin bottle. First, speaking of gin, I'm going to have a little more arsenic. Now, the idea of the decanted devil, or gin, poured from a bottle has distinctly Eastern flavor. And there is more to that than at first meets the palate. It is, in fact, of the same vintage as the first spirituous firmament. The word gin is were large enough to hold 40. An evil spirit in human form, bottled and neatly stoppered from further deredations, was logical, imaginative development. It only remained then for the storyteller at the bazaar, or one of the Sultan's talkative lady loves, to reduce the size of the container for convenience in handling the transportation. There has always been a mystic quality to the contents of a bottle, the message, the manuscript, the devil, even the demon rum, an illusion worth noting. When bottled, take on special significance. Asmodeus. Selections from which are included here, makes his first appearance in our literature in the book of Tobit in the Apocrypha. He is the lover of Sarah, a demon who has disposed of her 7 previous husbands on their wedding nights prior to the suit of Tobit. The story may well have been added to the Hebrew legend during the Babylonian exile, and, if so, it establishes one Eastern thread in the pattern woven around the devil in Spain. Presumably, the other notion of the devil in a bottle traveled from Arabia along the Mediterranean and came into Spain with the Moors. But whether the Tobit story came from Babylonia or from Egypt, authorities seem to agree that Asmodai derives from Asmadavya, Deva, a Persian spirit of evil, who later became, in the Talmud, the daemon of lust. His 14th great-grandson, Asmodeus, called Mickey for short, appears as a young hellion suffering from rickets in the Stephen Vincent Benet short story, Doc Melhorn. Such genealogical, or should we say, genealogical details concerning Asmodai or Asmodeus may seem beside the point. Still, the symbolism of love filter suggests itself the connection with him, and the element of sex is certainly not lacking in either the sage's bottle demon or Gin Collier's. As for the concept of the devil in a bottle having become a peculiarly Spanish device, perhaps the legend itself was bottled on the Iberian Peninsula, waiting for the modern world to pull the cork, which is exactly what Mr. Collier accomplishes in the bottle party, letting laughter and fresh air replace the devil's foul humors, and if further parallel suggests itself anent with the Spanish political situation, the reader may make the most of it. Asmodeus, or the Devil on Two Sticks. A night in the month of October, covered with its thick darkness, the famous city of Madrid. Already the inhabitants retired to their homes and left the streets free for lovers who desire to sing their woes or the delights beneath the balconies of the mistresses. Already had the tinkling of guitars aroused the care of the fathers or alarmed the jealousy of husbands. In short, it was near midnight when Don Cleophas Leonardo Perez Zambullo, a student of Alechia, suddenly emerged by the skylight from a house into the innocuous sun of the Cythrian goddess, and had induced him to enter. He sought to preserve his life and his honor by endeavoring to escape from 3 or 4 hired assassins who followed him closely, for the purpose of either killing him or compelling him to wed a lady with whom they had just surprised him. Against such fearful odds, he had some time valiantly defended himself, and had only flown, at last, on losing his sword in the combat. The bravos followed him for some time over the roofs and neighboring houses, but, favored by the darkness, he evaded their pursuit, and, perceiving at some distance a light from love or fortune had placed there a guide to guide him through the perilous adventure, he hastened toward with the remaining strength. After having more than once endangered his neck, he at length reached a garret, whence he safely steers around him, and somewhat surprised to find nobody in the apartment, which was rather a singular domicile. He began to scrutinize it with much attention. A brass lamp was hanging from the ceiling. Papers were heaped in a confusion on the table. A globe and mariner's compass occupied one side of the room, and on the other were arranged phalius and quadrants, all which made him conclude that he had found his way into the haunt of some astrologer, who, if he did not live there, was in the habit of resorting to this abode to make his observations. He was reflecting on the dangers he had by good fortune escaped, and was considering whether he should remain where he was until the morning, or what other course he should pursue. Then he heard a deep sigh very near him. He at first imagined it was a mere fantasy of his agitated mind, an illusion of the night. So, without troubling himself about the matter, he was in a moment again busied with his reflections, but having distinctly heard a second sigh, he no longer doubted its reality. And although he saw no one in the room, he nevertheless called out, "Who the devil is singing in here?" "It is I, Signora, student immediately answered a voice in which there was something rather extraordinary. I have been for the last 6 months enclosed in one of these files. In this house lodges a learned astrologer who is also a magician. He it is who, by the power of his art, keeps me confined in this narrow prison. You are then a spirit, said Don Celsius, somewhat perplexed by his new adventure. I am a demon, replied the voice, and you have come to very nick of time to free me from slavery. I languish in idleness for all the devils in hell. I am the most active and indefatigable. These words somewhat alarmed Signor Zambulo, but as he was naturally very brave, he quickly recovered himself and said in a resolute tone, Signor Diabli, tell me, I pray you, what rank you may hold among your brethren. Are you an aristocrat or a burgess? I am, replied the voice, a devil of importance, nay, the one of the highest repute in this, as in the other world. Perchance, said Don Celsius. Oh, here comes the time. We'll let that go. I think, my darlings, we'll actually pick up that. I think, my darlings, we'll actually pick up that one next week. I'm already enjoying it, but I think that we should put that one aside and restart again next week so that we can have it in full. Anyway, my beauties, thank you for all of your kindness. Oh, sorry, let me stop it. Thank you for all of the kindness, and I so very much appreciate you. Thank you for all of your generosity and your lovely comments. Thank you for joining me on Witches Movie Coven. And this week we'll be starting again, Scared and Alone. So look out for that. Hello, my brother Lauren Morgan Richards. Lovely to see you there. Congratulations on all of your fine work. And with that, my beauties, I bid you a most pleasant night rest, and I will see you next time. Love to you always. Good night. Unpleasant screams.